How far back would you go to undo a single sentence? One sentence that cost you the one person who always stayed. My name is Elise. I'm 32. And if I had the power to rewind time to one quiet Thursday night, I would. I'd take those words, those careless, biting words, and trap them behind my teeth. I'd swallow the bitterness. Let it sting me from the inside instead of letting it poison what we'd built so carefully over 3 years. We didn't have a fight. There were no slammed doors, no raised voices, no broken glass on the kitchen floor. Just one sentence. One moment of thoughtless comparison that unraveled everything. If you've ever said something you couldn't unsay, if you've ever hurt the person who never stopped showing up for you, maybe this will make me feel a little less alone. It was just another Thursday. No arguments, no tension in the air. Just the low hum of the stove fan and the soft simmer of a soup pot. I was perched on the counter, legs swinging absently, phone in hand. My thumbs moved automatically through the feed, not really seeing anything. Across the kitchen, Noah stood by the stove, his hand slowly stirring his signature roasted vegetable soup, the one he always made when he needed to ground himself. I should have noticed then, the way he kept glancing at me, waiting for me to look up, hoping. Then came the softest of interruptions. "Hey," he said with a gentle smile. "I just got the email." He paused, eyes shining in a quiet triumph. "It's official. I got the promotion." I didn't even raise my head. "That's awesome," I murmured, still glued to the screen. There was a beat of silence. Then the spoon scraped against the side of the pot. Slower now, heavier. "I thought you'd be more excited," he said. His voice wasn't angry, just hollowed out. And he was right. He deserved better. That promotion wasn't just a new title. It was something he'd worked his heart out for. Late nights, unpaid weekends, overlooked efforts. I knew how much it meant to him. But I wasn't present. Not really. Earlier that day, my sister had called. One of those conversations that seems light and harmless until it leaves behind a bruise. She brought up my ex, Jasper. Jasper with his 5-star weekends and first-class charm. Yet, the spontaneous trips. The illusion of effortlessness. But that's all it ever was, illusion. Jasper never truly saw me. Not like Noah did. Jasper loved the idea of me. Noah. He loved the real, messy, overthinking version. The whole of me. But instead of letting those ghosts fade, I resurrected them in the worst way. I looked up, met the eyes of the man who had built a life with me. Who had shown up every single day. And I said it. Maybe if you were more like Jasper, you'd have gotten that promotion sooner. That silence, the kind that presses in from all sides, fell heavy between us. He didn't yell. He didn't throw the ladle or raise his voice or call me names. He just froze. His expression drained of warmth, as if the color had been gently washed away. He placed the ladle on the counter, turned off the stove, and quietly reached for a towel, rubbing his hands like he could wipe the words off his skin. Then he walked out of the kitchen. Panic hit me hard and fast. "Noah, wait. I didn't mean it like that." I slipped off the counter, heart thudding in my chest. He didn't respond. He opened the hallway closet and pulled out his old duffel bag, the one from when we were still dating and he used to stay over on weekends. I stood in disbelief as he calmly packed. Charger. Pair of sneakers. One hoodie. His razor. "You meant it, Elise," he said quietly. "And that's okay. I get it now." Tears blurred my vision. "No, Noah, I didn't. I was just upset. It came out wrong." He didn't even glance up as he zipped the bag. "I never asked to be better than your past," he said. "I just wanted to be enough in your present. But I can't keep giving everything to someone who still compares me to a man who never gave her anything real." He walked to the door, placed his hand on the knob. And just like that, with one soft click that echoed louder than any door slam ever could, he was gone. I stood there frozen, certain he'd come back after a walk. Maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe next week. But the next day came and he didn't. His coat wasn't on the hook. His toothbrush was missing. His favorite mug, the one with the chipped rim, wasn't on the shelf anymore. That's when it sank in. He wasn't taking a break. He had left. Noah never asked me to erase my history. He never asked me to pretend Jasper didn't exist. All he ever wanted was for me to stop letting a man who had never truly loved me cast a shadow over someone who did. And I failed him. I punished him for not being a fantasy. For being real. Loyal. Steady. A week passed. Then 10 days. I tried to call but always hung up. I recorded 42 different voice messages before I finally sent one. Not perfect words but honest. Noah. Sorry. Not just for what I said but for making you feel like you weren't enough. Jasper had money, yeah. But he never saw me. You did. You always did. And I made you feel like that wasn't enough. That's on me. I sent it. 2 days later I got a reply. You don't owe me an apology, Elise. You owe yourself honesty. Just need peace. And I couldn't find it with you. That was it. No cruelty. No bitterness. Just the truth. And somehow that hurt more than anything. It's been 3 months now. I still wake up hoping. Not because I think he'll come back, but because I wish he could. I see him everywhere. In how I fold my scarf the way he taught me. In the burnt edge of my toast, because he always took it out early for me. In the space on the bed I still leave untouched on his side. I don't miss the idea of him. Miss him. The man who knew how I took my coffee. Who stood silently beside me at parties when the anxiety got too loud. Who built me bookshelves on Saturdays. Who kissed my forehead just because. I lost him because I couldn't let go of someone who was never meant to stay. So if you're reading this, and you're with someone who shows up every day, who chooses you in the quiet, ordinary moments, please don't make them feel like they're in second place. Don't wait until the door clicks shut to realize they were always the better choice. Because not all doors close in anger. Some close because a person finally chose to love themselves more than they loved being compared. And when that kind of door closes, it rarely opens again.